another session of Just the Point of View. Today's topic is program. What is your program? What is my program? What is our cultural program? And I'm going to go right on into it. And program is not necessarily a good thing. It depends on what type of perspective you're coming from. But in others' hands, it could be a good thing. And one of the things that I know about a program is a set of regimens that one will participate in throughout the course of the day, throughout the week, through a period of time in their life. And myself, when I think of the word, it was, I recall when I was incarcerated and, we would get up and say, man, I'm gonna work. I'm programming. And programming may mean that you're going to school, you work out, you're doing your little details, so forth and so on. But it was a regimen or routine you had. But a lot of times, most times, programming is that you're seeking out education, uplift your consciousness. Sometimes people have different reasons for programming. Get out early, and then there's the people that genuine, they want to learn something, But the program that I'm talking about is the program that we have that is associated with our culture and our everyday living. And a lot of these programs are not good from my perspective. And that's just the point of view. Program is like, being having a software. So we get this information and we being somewhat like computers, it get downloaded onto the hard drives of our minds. And then we started to act in accordance to our program. Sometimes people say, people not doing this and they not doing that, or they don't know this or they don't know that. And a lot of times they don't know this and they not doing this and not doing that because it's not a part of their program. They haven't incorporated it. So what I'm about to speak on is how people have these different type of programs, these regiments that are actually detrimental to their well-being because they get caught in cycles. And the program is beneficial, but some people, once they get stuck, they keep on doing the same old thing. It's a program when you are out in society and you have an addiction. Most of the times, this addiction has to do with some type of mind-altering substance. And you program to get up in the morning to go get it. You program to seek it out in the afternoon. You program to acquire it before you go to bed that night, if you go to bed, if you're on that type of drugs or vice that allows you to go to bed. Because some of them jokes just keep you going, for a few days and then you finally crash. And that's a program. And that program is a program whereas though you're like a dog chasing your tail, going round and around and around and around. Whereas though that we're supposed to acquire these different programs in life for beneficial reasons, and once we finish with that program or that software, we move on to the next, and the next, until we master these jumps. So let me speak about the program of the streets when a person become a victim to the corrupt program of our cultural acceptance and become what is known as a fiend or a junkie, a head, so forth and so on. So this program actually starts off as entertainment, fun. But then after a while, because people even give it to you for free, and that's only an entry or a gateway to have you to be able to get some money. So the next time that you give back. So first is the entry level, then your program is dealing with fun. Recreational, that's the word I was looking for. But then after the recreational part, it becomes a job. But you're still on a program that's dealing with the same vice. But then after a while, more time go by, that job actually becomes a career. You've been doing it for so long. You up to 20 years, every day getting up, chasing after this mind-altering substance, so you got a career. But finally, it becomes a lifestyle. And when it comes to lifestyle, most of the time the person, if they're on alcohol, any type of like crack or heroin or different types of downers, uppers, you can see that they have become beaten up. Their appearance is not the same. They are only a shadow of the person that they used to be. So this is not a good program, you know. And what I recommend, if you are being victimized by that type of program, you can't get away. That means that that program actually has a virus and it got you on a loop. You got to find a way to break the loop. Once you break the loop, you can't go back because, you know, experience has shown that once you go back, the loop get longer and wider, and you know you out there and it's even worse. But moving on to other programs, you know, programs is kind of like being on automatic pilot. When you wake up, you know, it's automatically, you know, most people use the bathroom. Then once they start getting themselves together, you can brush your teeth, wash your face. You can do these things without even thinking. And that's another thing that the program does. It has you to become self-reliant on autopilot. You ain't even thinking no more, so you're just going through the motions. And when you're going through the motions, you know, one day you started off on the program, and the next thing you know, 10 years done passed by, you still doing the same thing the same old way, even though what you may have been doing may be a little incorrect, or it could have been, you know, elevated, or, you know, fine-tuned. And that's the thing about the program. The program got different levels like video games. You know, you can be on the beginning level, the first stage, second, third, fourth. Depends on how many stages that particular program got. But what I actually would like to share is that we should be on a program of self-improvement. Because self-improvement, that program is always evolving and involving. The involving program actually manifests the evolving for the outside program. Because people, you don't have to tell them if your program of involving, that's what you're doing, because they're going to tell you. Because they're going to see it. They're going to see something different about it. They're going to see that you're working on yourself. See, self-improvement is one of those type of things as far as a program. It can continue to elevate. It's kind of like an infinite thing. And one thing about the self-improvement program, it's beneficial for you. That's like if you got bad eating habits. You say, you know what, I'm going to do better. I'm going to cut back off of that swine. I'm going to cut back off of those chips. I'm going to cut back off of these things that is possibly giving me heart condition, high cholesterol, raising my blood pressure up, got me with diabetes. So you move off, you start your program, and so you eliminate those things from your regimen. See what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. Then there's exercise programs. You know, you say, you know what, I'm looking a little flabby right there, or, you know, need to tighten this joint up. And so you get your program going on. So programs can be beneficial for the individual. It depends on what type of program that you lock yourself into. But always remember, programs are meant for us to elevate, whatever it may be. In some cases, depends if it's on the polar opposite of the positive, and what is known as the negative, then you're going to start to descend. So programs can take you up, elevation, or take you down in a descent type of way. Up in the ascent, down in the descent. It depends on what type of program that you embrace. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is just a point of view. And if you have a program that is self-destructive, all you got to do is put the brakes on, start to think a little bit, and then start to turn your thought process into action. Because you can think about stuff all day long. You can talk it out your mouth all day long. But if you don't put no motivation and action behind it, it's not going to equal up to very much. Maybe nothing at all. It depends on how you do what you do. So, motivation, consistency in your program of that you choose for self-improvement. You know, self-improvement program can even just be with changing your clothing regiment. You might dress one way. You say, you know what, I'm gonna switch this up. I've been dressing like I'm 16, 17 years old for 30 years. Now I'm gonna start dressing like a grown man. Maybe put on some slack, or the woman put on a nice dress or something for a change. Some people dressing like tomboys. You can change that program. See, we get stuck in the program because everything is mental. And if we don't stay on top of our mental game and become aware and conscious, what happens is that the program just keep on running. And next thing you know, man, they singing that slow song and we getting carried by 6. And the program still running. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let that be you. Mental elevation is a way of life. Self-improvement is a way of life. And programs can benefit us or they can destroy us. Thanks for taking time to watch another session of Just the Point of View. I bring you this message in love, and I leave you this message in peace.